Well, joining us on the line now is Mohammed Shafiq, who is the Chief Executive of the Ramadan Foundation, a British Muslim community group, and he joins us from Manchester in England. Mohammed, thank you very much for joining us. What is your reaction to what has happened in Paris today?
Well, as a human being, as a Muslim, I totally condemn this barbaric and evil crime. If they think that they have the right to kill innocent people because they disagree with cartoons, then they're living in a parallel universe. We as Muslims abhor the terrorism, we abhor their actions, and they don't do it in my name or the name of my great faith. I'm somebody who opposes those cartoons, have consistently opposed those cartoons, but do that through the political protests, through the media, and through peaceful methods. There's no excuse for violence whatsoever, and in a democracy people are free to express themselves how they want to. Equally, we are free to express our opposition to those cartoons, but no violence is ever the solution to any problem.
Are you surprised though by what unfolded at the offices this morning?
I'm not surprised, because we're obviously facing a heightened threat now from ISIS and other terrorist organisations who think that the best way to damage relations in our countries is to carry out lone wolf attacks, as we saw in London last year with Lee Rigby, as we've seen so brutally today in Paris. We as Muslims, as Christians, as Jews, as people of no faith, all need to come together and unify against this threat. The terrorists want to divide us, and in that we must make sure that they don't succeed.
Many of the journalists we've been speaking to have been saying to us there is a line that should be open always for journalists when they are commenting on any aspect of news or topical matters, whether it be satirical or in the news agenda. Has a line been crossed, do you think, for this paper?
Well, I think if you want to challenge Islam, if you want to have an engagement and a debate with Islam and Muslims, then we in the Muslim community are up for that debate. It's going to be based on tolerance, it's going to be based on evidence, and it's going to be based on respect. And these sort of satirical cartoons that depict the Prophet Muhammad are an affront to our faith, something which I oppose. But again, I go to this very central principle. The journalists are free to make those cartoons, to draw those cartoons and promote their issues in a free society, and we're equally able to challenge that in a peaceful manner. There's no place for violence or terrorism or death threats against anybody. Any person was subjected to death threats last year by Al-Shabaab and Al-Qaeda, so we won't take we won't be taking any lectures, if you like, from these terrorists who want to cause harm and division. And my thoughts and prayers are with the families of those that have been injured and been killed in Paris today.
Are you worried about what an attack like this, done by a group using the name Allah in the name of the Muslim community there, what it does to people that are living not only in Paris and France but in England as well?
It confuses people. When we see what goes on in Syria and what we see what goes on around the world, people think that somehow violence is acceptable. You know, I ask people not to take what I say as the basis for their opinion on Islam. Talk to the thousands of Muslim scholars from every different strand, Sufi, Wahhabi, Shia, every background, who've been very consistent in saying terrorism is unacceptable, it's an affront to our faith, and we must not stand by and watch it happen and try legitimising it. There's no excuse for it. And we've got a huge debate going on within the Muslim community about this issue. There's a huge challenge now to expose this ideology, the sources of funding, where it comes from, and above all, to say to